Fear and greed run through the wire. Candles climb and then expire. Our edges cut from the profile, sharp and clean by every buyer. He conquers the markets, he turns water into wine. His timing flows where chaos turns divine. Cut sharp enough to time the sign. Yeah, this man's no common trader. He commands the market's numbers. We call him Chef Bailey. The market bends beneath his flame. Fear and greed run through the wire. Candles climb and then expire. Our edges cut from the profile, sharp and clean by every buyer. Markets move, they twist and swing. Every tick can burn or blink. Ryan keeps calm, he trusts his thing. The charts tell him everything. But when T1 makes day,
ready to stop guessing and start growing as a trader. Welcome to Vici Trading Solutions, a community built by real traders for serious learners. We don't just post trades, we teach the why behind every move. With a full education section and daily breakdowns, you'll start seeing the market like a pro. You won't be trading alone. Inside the Vici Discord, you're surrounded by committed traders, from futures pros to rising crypto specialists, all learning and winning together. Gain first access to our exclusive indicators, powerful tools used daily by hundreds across TradingView and beyond. These aren't gimmicks, they're built to sharpen your edge. Each morning, our founder posts a full trading plan for the S&P 500 or NASDAQ and calls out the levels he's watching live. No fluff, just clarity. Education, tools, community. Whether you trade futures, stock, or crypto, Vici gives you the foundation and firepower to grow. Join Vici, trade smarter, conquer the markets.
Yo, welcome back. Happy America, baby. New all-time highs again for the S&P. It's almost like we predicted it on Sunday during the weekend review. Talked about the low on Tuesday. Said, man, if this low sticks, we are making all-time highs. Yesterday, we kind of flirted around in a super tight range as we got all coiled up and boom, off to the moon. So there we go. Unbelievable stuff. We were all over this last week. Hopefully, you guys all got to take a part in this action. It was unbelievable stuff. So I just love it when the process works out like this. The fact that we're able to call these moves a week in advance, 4 or 5 days in advance. It doesn't matter about what's happening in between, what's going on with whatever. It literally is the process. If X happens, Y has to happen and vice versa. And it just makes for such a clean read for us, especially playing the high time frame like this. We always know which direction we're pointed during the intraday because we follow the higher time frame. And I'll be damned if it just wasn't an absolute sexy display of the test of the lows on Tuesday to give us what we knew was coming. We just didn't know when. And here it was. So just absolutely great stuff. I'm really excited about it. I'm looking at the scoreboard right now. We still got people putting up numbers in here. Just good stuff. So PJ, pleasure. My tool, always a pleasure, my friend. QF Cat, what's up, brother? So before we get this thing started, guys, you know the routine. Make sure that you follow me across all these socials. You know what it is. X, YouTube, Substack, TradingView. Get it done. Smash that like and subscribe button right now. Retweet a little bit for everybody. Just let them know what you're looking at. I mean, we really are doing magical stuff here, guys. Nobody else is making calls like this a week in advance. I tell you that. I actually had a little discussion in the room today about some guys that have triple and quadruple the following with me, talking about how we were doing a blow off top. Apparently CNBC was talking about it today too, which I thought was funny. 1929 style crash, they say. What's going on, Tuberville? Good to see you. So make sure you guys follow across all them socials. Also, the other big thing, I am doing a webinar tonight, you guys. If you have not been to this, make sure you come. This is an awesome one. I'm giving away 2 free prop firm evals to anyone who registers. You don't even have to be there. Just make sure you register. Fill out the landing page. It is going to be in this post. I just tweeted it as well. It's on Substack Notes and X. Just sign up. It's great. So I basically teach you exactly how to prop farm, right? There's a lot of people that still don't understand the game. And even if they do know what the prop game is, they don't understand the math behind it. And that's what we do in my room is we basically exploit the market with our process and prop farm. So that's the whole game here. So I give you my my chosen prop firm and my trade copier, and we talk about risk and how you could take $1,000 and potentially turn it into $10,000 a month, which is what people in my room are doing right now. And I will show you the inner circle. It's pretty amazing stuff. It's, I had this blueprint and I got, God bless the people in my room. I got to tell you, they actually listen to me, believe it or not. I don't know. I wish I could get my wife to do the same thing, but they actually listen to me. I tell them what to do and they do it. And these people are getting paid. And it's not just fellas. We have quite a few ladies in the room that are actually checking a bag, and I love it. I'm so happy to have them on the team. So make sure you sign up for this. You can win something. Of course, you're going to learn something. So let's make that happen. That's tonight. Tonight's my long night. So that'll be at 7 o'clock, about an hour and a half after this is over. So we're going to make this short and sweet. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into the first slide here. Let's see what we got. Oh, there we go. All right. So we're going to talk about the day here. Actually, before I do that, does this look familiar? Does this look familiar, people? This is Tuesday. You guys remember this? Talking about this W? I know you guys remember this W from Tuesday. Man, I'm telling you, if the lows hold, we have no choice to make all-time highs. This call was made on Tuesday. Actually, this call was made on Sunday, but Tuesday was beautiful to see the test and start to play out. So good stuff. It just worked out so nice. So let's go ahead and get into it. Coiled at the all-time highs, the 3 buys. Now into the morning, we've been drifting all night in the same range we had yesterday, with ES and the indices essentially balancing at all-time highs. After the massive push up last Tuesday, we have not gone anywhere. We are staying coiled at all-time highs, waiting for an event to break us out in one direction or the other. Well, as you guys know, we had PPI this morning, which is a big inflation number for us. Apparently, what I'm told is Rob told me it came in a little hot today, which apparently the market liked, because that means they may not raise rates. Interesting how that works, right? And so, I even talk about in one of my webinars, I talk about how I don't follow the news. I literally do not care, because it doesn't matter. Good news is bad for the market, and bad news is great for the market, just like we saw today. So if you're like, oh, PPI numbers are hot, let me get short, you got your head thumped today. And so that's why I don't even pay attention to it. It's not worth it. Worry about the numbers afterwards, because otherwise it just causes all kinds of bias and et cetera. So summertime balance at the highs, the part where patience pays. And I got to tell you, this has been the real summer trading here this week. It is. We came into the day with relative volume at negative 45%. Yesterday we had 35%, and it was a snoozer. So I really thought today was going to be a lot of the same, which it wasn't, but that's okay. We had this typical price action at all-time highs, where we push up and now we're balancing at the highs and accepting value while we wait for the next catalyst. I'm telling you, this happens over and over again. What you guys saw today with the push up on Tuesday, the balance, and the next push up, this is textbook stuff, guys. Absolutely textbook. So this is we wait for the next catalyst. ES is coiled tight and staying compressed inside these smaller ranges, just like yesterday. This is abnormally small, given that we have had ranges well over 75 to 100 points recently. As you guys know, yesterday was terrible. You can even see I put in the prior session snapshot. This comes right out of the SPX brief that you guys sign up for. You guys are getting this every morning about 6. This is all SPX, but look at yesterday's range, 28 points. It is 61% smaller than average, considering we had an 80-point moving average yesterday, right? So I just thought that was just unbelievably tiny, and I wanted to share that with everybody. So this is a stark contrast, and this is exactly what happens when you combine summertime trading and all-time high balance, and positive gamma regime. This is the part where patience pays. Forcing a trade here will do nothing but cost you money, and taking trades outside the process will make you second guess whether you're right. Be calm, stick to the plan, and stay patient. The process keeps us safe. The process keeps us structured, and we can rely on the process for our trades. No guessing, only structured process. And that worked out well today too, which we're going to talk about. And by the way, Tuberville, I got your emails, brother. You were slaying it. Little scalping monster over there. Nice job, my friend. I saw you doing your work. It was fantastic. So again, not much has changed since yesterday. ES is still very much in the same location, literally stuck in the middle of a 6-day balance. The daily candles are extremely muted, Well, I'll just show you what I'm talking about. Look at these little baby candles. Little baby things there. It was kind of crazy. Yesterday was super tiny, and then that day was really tiny. So just don't normally see stuff like that. It gave us a ridiculously tight range and telling us that the market is coiled to make a move. What we do know is that we are pointed up on all time frames, and that is our default. We have seen this pattern before, massive 7 or 8 week balance, only for the indices to push up, accept value once again, and then reach higher. So one thing to be aware of, there was some support created in last night's push up that now matters. Cool. I think that says a lot. It certainly tells us the direction that we're looking. And this is something that we have seen over and over and over again. And our default is up, still leaning to the same direction all stinking week long. So this is the profile chart that came out with the trade plan in the morning. I wanted to give this to you guys so you could see exactly what I was talking about as far as being coiled tight. Look at this. This is the weekly over here. You see this? This is the weekly value area high and low. We had been stuck in the previous week's range all week long until today. Obviously, we moved out of that today. But even on the daily side of things, look at this. This is a large composite here. And then these are the past 3 days, right? So we basically got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? So look how they basically sat right on top of each other, and including the overnight session. I mean, this was coiled tight, and this is exactly what I mean when I say we are balancing in a tight range. We got value areas on top of value areas. It's just really, I mean, thank God we have a process because we knew we were looking up, right? But this is the kind of stuff that makes it very difficult to trade. It truly does. So, we look for our edge in the edges, and when you're right in the middle, it definitely makes it a little bit more on the tough side. So let's go ahead and go into the next one. Oh, we already did that one. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and hide myself so we can read. All right, we come into the day with red tag news this morning, and we're all up on top, and we're up on all time frames. But we also have a ridiculously low relative volume of minus 51%, and I have not seen relative volume this low outside of a holiday. I mean, it was just I couldn't believe what I was seeing this morning. Yesterday, we had relative volume of minus 40 in a very muted range of only 25. It should have been 28 points, but whatever. And today, we're coming in with relative volume even more negative than that. So I encourage you all to be extremely patient and wait for the trade process. The process is what gets us paid. Everything above, now here's the important part. Everything above is a resistance target, knowing we were pointed up on all time frames in positive gamma and essentially at all-time highs with deeply negative relative volume. We need to continue to maintain our bias and stay pointed to the upside. This is certainly the default as of now. Today could be a tricky day. Make sure you're fully attuned to at least the morning session and be prepared to take advantage. So I had this picture here because this was taken at about, I don't know, maybe 7:15 this morning as I'm writing the plan. And you can see that if we pushed above 87, we were going to continue to go higher. And then above 99, it takes us to 09 for a little smack and then potentially all-time highs. So, it's all about understanding the path or the potential path. And that's what I try to lay out for you guys for sure. And from a 4-hour perspective, we only had 77.70. Now, we actually ended up having a trade that formed after the trade plan came out, which the people in the inner circle were able to take advantage of. So I will go ahead and show you that. And then, of course, there was one that we all got to partake of here shortly. So I want to show you this SPX cash session as well. This was super solid today. Look at this roadmap. This is super sexy. You ready? We will be using the 77.53 daily as our midpoint right here. That's our midpoint. Okay. We gapped up, right? We gapped up right here. If we push above 77.53, it could take us into the 71 daily right here. That daily has kept a lid on things for quite some time. Though at this point, the daily is very tested. A push above 77, 71 daily would more than likely send us to all-time highs past the 77.93 all-time high level from Wednesday on August 5th. And there you go. Boom. Right there. SPX laying it all out for us. We were above the big major daily. It's go time. It is absolute go time. And I think we saw that perfect display. They rocketed out of the pocket this morning. It was like 50 points in 9 minutes. I could not believe the momentum coming out of there, especially with the low relative volume. It was unbelievable. So this is the first trade I wanted to show you guys. This is actually, I missed this trade by a tick. I could not believe it. We were doing the pre-market prep as the bell rang, and I literally missed this. This was a serve up for the inner circle people. This level was not here when I released the trade plan. This was produced off of a 1 hour close. It was our first level of support. As you guys know, I actually had our first level at 77.70 for the buy, but of course they were just ready to get on this thing right from the jump. We had a pretty solid 4 hour close prior to this, and I was telling everybody we were looking for more up by the first pullback. Well, they ended up buying this 84 up, just missed me by a point, and absolutely launched way above all this stuff. So that was a gimme for the inner circle. That was good stuff, and that happened right out of the jump. So congrats to those who took care of that. That was sexy. And then, of course, boom, here you go, guys. This slide probably should have stayed for after it was all over. So let me see actually the 4 hour how it went. Yeah, I think this was supposed to wait for later, but that's okay. You know what? I'll come back to it here. Let's go ahead and do this. All right. So as you know, we launched up from the 84. We came screaming up. And then we had this right here, the untested daily and call wall, 78.09. That was our big daily right here. Are you ready for this? A push above this 77.99.50, which is our 4 hour, could take us all the way to the highest daily we have at 78.09. This daily is very much untested and aligns with the call wall at 12. I do think this area could get a potential reaction. My only concern is that our process tells us clearly that we are up in all time frames. So this is more of a profit-taking area than an actual short. If you feel inclined to short, take profits at 77.99.50. Well, this thing played almost fucking perfect, came all the way down to 77.99 perfectly. Well, almost perfect, maybe a tick or so on each side, and then launched back up. And this did not happen. This did not take very long, I can tell you that. So this was a quick scalp, and then obviously a propelled back up, which was pretty awesome. So again, our resistance played. We knew already right here where our target was supposed to be. So if you took this trade, you knew where you were supposed to get out immediately. And I'll be honest, I actually took this short in the room. Me and Mon-Thu took this short. Actually, because we missed the long. So we took the short, we bagged 10 points on a couple contracts, and then we waited again for a little bit later, which I'll soon show you. The interesting part about all this is this 77.99.50, this 4 hour, this is what we played again a second time. And I'm going to show you where that level comes from here real shortly. So we'll get into that. So this is the trade that came out of the trade plan. Now, guys, remember this, please. And I've said this over and over again, but I know that we constantly have new members coming in the room and what have you. So, I try to, repeat things that I say, assuming that people don't know. Anything that is formerly resistance becomes support once we are back above it. Now, I say once gained because I actually look for a close, but just for basic, talking points, anything that is formerly massive resistance, once we're above, becomes support. Okay, you ready? All right, so check this out. The highest untested 4 hour, 77.99. I actually had a misprint in the original version that come out. It said 77.97. So I apologize to all those people. As soon as I was told in the room, I immediately reissued it. But again, if you check on the app or the website, you get the update. But if you're looking at the email, unfortunately, I did have a misprint of 2 points in there, which unfortunately 2 points with the way that we trade, we know our levels are so accurate that does matter. So I do apologize for that anyway, but either way, check this out. So this was the highest untested. This was our resistance. As you know, this was the short here, right? Off the daily, whoop, we took profits there. We propelled back up. Now, as we come back down, I'm in the room, I'm telling everybody, hey, I think this is the long. I like this spot. If any spot's going to play, I think it's this one right here. And so again, as you can see, we got long from this area here. And I'm going to show you, I actually had gotten long right from the lows at 99.50. And, and I had to take this trade twice, and I'll explain it to you here shortly. But we ended up popping up. We took a lot of profits around 78.09, and then we pulled back. I got back in. I re-added into this trade. As you can see, my average was all the way up here at 04. And we took profits all the way in to 78.14 and 78.19, which was basically the high of the afternoon after that, after this big pullback. It was a perfect spot to look for a target. And actually, I'll show you. Check this out. It's pretty sexy, honestly. This was our long down here, and we brought it up, and it literally we were at 19.25 for our exit. That was literally the exit, 19.25. It was a perfect exit there to the tick. It was great stuff. So anyways, that was a super duper long, and we took it with everybody. And I want to show you guys something I'm doing for the room right now. This is pretty crazy. You knew the 99 would play, had to believe. And I'm going to show you where the 99 came from, TR, because it's, when you see it, you're going to be like, yes, of course. That makes perfect sense, right? So this is one thing I wanted to show you real quick. So listen, this should have been way more than that for me today. And I'm going to show you why, right? But this is something I'm doing for the room right now. So we've got quite a few people in the inner circle. And everybody's streaming. People are working real jobs. They're popping in and out. So I built this indicator that shows exactly where I'm in from, how much my position's up, where my targets are at, and where my stops are at. That way, if somebody comes back to the machine and they take a look, they can easily see if I'm in a position, if I'm flat, if I have resting orders. So this is something that really cool that we're doing. I mean, I'll admit it's like, no pressure, right? It only puts a little pressure on me, but hey, listen, I like it. It actually kept me true to my process today. I probably would have chased the long this morning and I probably would have shorted the top, even though it would have worked. But again, all those were pretty much out of process. So this thing, the room actually keeps me true. It keeps me honest. And we took a great long here. And so as you can see, this is actually what it was. And, speaking about this right here, now I want to talk about this because listen, guys, I might write the plan. I might trade every day. And the levels play amazing, right? As you guys know. But listen, there's a fine line between being an amazing technical analyst, because it's my superpower, I'll be honest, and being good at execution. And let me show you what I mean by that. You guys are going to laugh at this. Hang on. Here it is. Look, I got long here thinking that they just front ran the 99. I got long. I even added into here. And I added here, look, I had 5 contracts on. They missed my target by a tick. I thought we would come back up. And look what they did. Oh, my Lord. I was literally the exit liquidity, the bottom tick. Could not believe it. And so I had to get back in, as you can see here. And then we rode the trade back up for what you guys, for what we just, showed on this one right here. So just, unbelievable. I was just like, you gotta be shitting me. And then of course, when I get back in the trade, I did not have the same size on. Of course, I just took a fat loss and I got bottom ticked. So I didn't put the same size on. So did I make money? Yes, I made money. But I tell you, it could have been double or even more if I would have just not got bottom ticked. Anyways, that's all good. Yeah, right. Pennies look better than the sharp poke in the eye. I hear you. So here's TR. Here is the 77.99 4-hour that we took in the room. We said you knew it would play. Had to believe. Look at this thing. This was super sexy. As you guys know, this was the top of the 4-hour leg. We absolutely talked about this in the inner circle when it happened, or in the post-market breakdown. I said, if this is more than likely a short, if this plays, it could bring us all the way down to the 4-hour leg in and the daily leg in. And if that holds, we make all-time highs. It certainly did, but that's how important this is. So this was such a massive resistance area that this is actually what happened right here. Now, you can't see it on the 4-hour, but you can certainly see it on the 1 hour. You can see it on pretty much any time frame but the 4-hour, right? Like here it is right here. Here it is right here. This is a 30-minute chart. We popped up. We played this, the 99 spot, and then went back up. It played phenomenal. The fact I got bottom ticked here is fucking ridiculous. Anyways, so with that being said, I think I want to show this now. Let's see here. So yeah, I think I want to show this now. So check this out. So here is our actual path. Actually, no, this is what I want to show. Here we go. I already got it right here. So as you guys know, this was Tuesday. We touched this. We talked about here's the potential path. Here's the way we think it could go. Obviously, it did almost exactly that as we end up coming to 75 and getting a little pullback. And then they, pushed back up, which was pretty freaking awesome. And then here was the guesstimate, right? So this is kind of like the before. Here's the image that we certainly think that was going to happen. And then obviously, here is the after the fact here, which one of the things I want to talk about, because this is really important in a sense that, it wasn't just the 4-hour time frame that we were playing each leg for the progression to the upside, but we were also playing the daily time frame. We had a beautiful daily leg up here that actually played at the lows that coincided perfectly with this 4-hour. And so, I knew we were up on the daily time frame and the 4-hour time frame. And it's just like, listen, if this holds, it's holding the leg into the high. We're going to make another high. It's like so textbook stuff. And so that's what it was. And Tim, I'm sure that at this point in time, this example right here, I'm sure you can go to the legs example, and now it looks just like the one I showed you from CL. So I just think it's super cool. It's like, these things just keep reoccurring over and over again. You can't tell me this isn't how the market moves. I am convinced. So with that being said, guys, I appreciate everyone joining me. We actually had a decent day. I always tell you, I was one tick Nelly today. I missed the long buy a tick. I missed my second long target buy a tick and got stopped. And then I got stopped at the lows, but I didn't stop. We persevered. We stuck to the plan. I made some money. I walked out with a few scratches, but you know what? It pays for dinner. And so life is good. So I'm glad that you finished strong, TR. Actually, I forgot one thing. Let me pull this down here. I forgot. Here we go. I want to show my peeps. Check out the crew today. My gracious. Check them out. Jeff K, 2 winners, green on the board. We had fucking G green on the board. There's me on the board. Look at Tiffany with her bunch of live accounts. She's on the board scalping. We got Rhonda over here putting up big money, multiple accounts. I told you guys we're all prop farming. Look at Sam. Sam's putting up money. That's our local NQ resident in here. This is exactly what I was telling you guys. We are all basically running this model right here. If you have not checked this out, please check it out. You can see the posts and the links and the Twitters and all that. Just register. It's going to be tonight at 7 o'clock. So I'm going to go have some dinner. I'm going to have some coffee. I'll see you guys in an hour. Thank you so much for joining me. And I will absolutely get the plan to you out before 8:30 tomorrow. And tomorrow we'll conquer the markets again. I'll see you soon. You guys have a great evening. Cheers.